After looking at werewolves recently, I was reminded of something I did like that included some type of werewolf creature. A Digimon from the first season known as Digimon Adventure. This came out back in 1999 and episode 33 was my introduction to the series. But before I talk about that episode and my experience with it, I gotta mention something that kept me from watching the series itself. Back then, Pokemon and Digimon were seen as rivals to one another. And since Pokemon came out first, we automatically saw Digimon as a ripoff of Pokemon. I mean, they even took the last syllable from the franchise name and added Digi to it, as well as having 7 letters for the name itself. Pokemon started their own card game with common, uncommon, rare, shiny, first and second edition cards, and even Digimon released their own cards as well. Ripoffs are not easy to accept, but Digimon, they had something that the Pokemon series never delivered with, in my opinion. A captivating story, likable and relatable characters. The Digimon spoke instead of only repeating their own names. This meant that Digimon could not only interact with people, but they too would get some character development along with the Digidestined kids. But most importantly, the antagonists of the series were actual threats. I could never picture any of the antagonists from the Pokemon series as actual threats. As much as I wanted to, they always fell flat. Digimon was just taking everything that Pokemon did and made them 10 times better. Even the illustration art of the Digimon cards looked really cool. I never wanted to admit it, but they took what Pokemon did and made a way better version than theirs. At least in my opinion. But anyways, for this video, I want to tell you all about my experience watching a random episode of the first season of the Digimon anime, which became my introduction to the series itself. The episode starts off by showing us Matt, his younger brother TK, and their Digimon on a subway train as they make their way to TK's house. Here we learn that Matt and TK's parents are divorced. Matt lives with his father and TK with their mother. They don't spend much time together because of this. So Matt wants to take TK all the way to his home, even though TK insists that he doesn't have to. But since Patamon, TK's Digimon, mentions this out loud, as he sees it as it's more of an adorable and brotherly love, this ticks off TK and he yells at Patamon because he felt that it wasn't anyone's business.
Why are you listening to our conversation anyway? Fine. You don't want me around, I'll leave.
So Patamon leaves and then they're left wandering the city streets looking for him. We are then introduced to 2 Digimon, Gatsumon and Pumpkinmon. They were sent by the story's current main antagonist Myotismon to locate the 8th Digidestined kid, but since Earth is a new planet to them, they prefer to explore around and goof off since Myotismon wasn't watching them. They play at a casino, they play with an intersection light causing a traffic accident, they mess with people, try out clothes, steal some ice cream.
Hey now, don't look so bummed out.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find your little flying pig friend somewhere.
You guys don't have any money, so how did you get ice cream?
We stole it.
But all this just for the sake of having fun. Especially since they don't know the rules of what you can or can't do in a big city like this. They bump into Matt, TK, and Tsunamon digivolves into Gabumon, which showed me that Digimon can evolve and digivolve whenever they want. And they do it with this awesome sequence almost every time. But instead of fighting against them, Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon show them that they aren't interested in fighting. They just want to have fun. They end up having to run away most of the time from every new problem those two had caused, which is funny to see since they're just trying to find Patamon but continue to lose him every time he's nearby. After a while, Myotismon appears in front of them and orders Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon to take the crests from Matt and TK. They do as they're told and chase after them. They eventually catch up to them, they have them surrounded, but since Myotismon is not watching them, they put their guards down and tell them that they're still not interested in fighting and want to go back to having fun. This surprised Matt, TK, and Gabumon since they thought they were actually about to fight them since they're on Myotismon's side. But suddenly, Myotismon begins to reappear at their location to see if they succeeded. So Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon warn the others to quickly hide so they can pretend that they outran them and got away. The 3 of them hide, and once Myotismon appears, the 2 explain to him that they barely got away. He does not tolerate their failure and decides to get rid of Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon himself. They're left no other choice but to fight against their master, and Pumpkinmon uses his pumpkin power attack, which appears to be a giant pumpkin that drops on top of his opponent. But Myotismon's bats devour it in seconds before it even touches Myotismon. Gatsumon then goes next. He tries his special attack, launching a piece of stone at my Otismon, but he easily disintegrates it as well. Now he sends his bets to finish them off, which he actually does.
Pokemon!
Gatsumon!
Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon are killed, protecting Matt, TK, and Gabumon. My Otismon even knew that the three of them were hiding nearby, and begins approaching them, so Gabumon digivolves into Garurumon and attacks. Unfortunately, Garurumon is only a champion level Digimon, and my Otismon is a higher level, which makes him an ultimate Digimon.
Howling Blaster! Crimson Lightning!
Garurumon starts losing and immediately digivolves again. Now he reaches an ultimate level and becomes Were-Garurumon, a friggin' werewolf Digimon with a post-apocalyptic costume. This is amazing! As soon as I saw this, I couldn't believe the intensity of this show. Were-Garurumon puts up a better fight now. But even with this evolution, he still has trouble dealing with my Otismon. Apparently my Otismon is still much stronger than Were-Garurumon, even though they're both ultimate Digimon. Little by little, Were-Garurumon starts to lose, and all hope seems to be fading, up until Patamon notices the action occurring nearby, and with TK's hope, this triggers Patamon's evolution, and he becomes Angemon. Now, surprisingly, Angemon is not an ultimate Digimon, he's just a champion level, but even so, he still ends up putting up a fight against evil Digimon that are way higher level than he is. Maybe it's because he's the opposite of evil, sort of a yin and yang type of thing. Now, after he teams up with Were-Garurumon, together they give my Otismon a challenge that leaves him retreating to fight another day. The four of them are back together and they start heading back home. They pass by the clothes shop where Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon were trying on some clothes. They mourn for their loss and continue heading home. And that was my introduction to the Digimon series. I could not believe how great it was. I had seen about 20 episodes of Pokemon before I saw this one episode of Digimon, and not a single Pokemon episode was as interesting as this one episode alone. If you haven't seen this old series and aren't sure whether you want to watch it from beginning to end, I recommend you watch episode 33 to start you off. It won't ruin anything that came before it, at least it didn't feel like that. If anything, it'll give you a taste of things to come so that you know how incredible things turn out halfway through the series. Well, through the season, I mean. Funny thing is that this episode only concentrated on two Digidestined kids, Matt and TK. The other five did not even appear once throughout the episode, so at the time, I thought that they were the only main characters in the series. Episodes tend to concentrate on one or two Digidestined throughout the series, but you'd still see what the others were doing in quick glimpses. Perhaps this was the only episode in the first season to not show the rest of them, but it's not a problem. I don't see what they would have done to include the others in this episode. Either way, I was hooked. Pokemon had nothing on this. If you ever want to see me cover the first season of Digimon, or perhaps just make some more separate content solely based on Digimon, let me know in the comments. As for now, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button to give this video a chance to grow. I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters for their impeccable generosity. Your support means a lot to me, and you are part of the reason why I try to make the best content that I can. And if you like this content, check out the rest of my channel. You'll find more entertainment from separate franchises I like to cover, such as Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, Celebrity Deathmatch, Men in Black, The Mask, Batman comics, The Terminator, TMNT, Dino Crises, Resident Evil, and more. If you're a Patreon supporter, check out my exclusive videos such as the Gantz content. And if you'd like to show your support, go to my Patreon and support the channel, which is only $1. Sacrifice that McChicken for extra quality content, my friend. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.